Hi, so in this video, I want to give you a complete demo of the whole app and how you can use MyTradingBuddy. So once you have subscribed, you will then be able to start using the app. And the first thing that you will need to do is to create a trading plan. So it's simple. You go to the trading plan page, create a new trading plan, and you'll just follow the process of all the steps right here. So I'll go through it real quick. New trading plan. I'll name it. You'll choose your style. It should be pretty straightforward, whatever style you like to trade. Instruments. So you have two options here. One, when you push Add New, you'll be able to choose from a template. For example, I tend to trade futures, so if I clicked on this here, it will automatically add this as the trading instrument for this plan. And basically, this is all going to tie into creating a chat and talking with the AI. The AI will know all information within your trading plan, so it's best to fill it out as best you can. So I will only do this one, for example, for this video. You're more than welcome to add existing templates here, or you can create your custom one if you do not see a template made. For example, if you trade a certain maybe crypto that isn't a typical crypto, a stock that isn't a typical top stock, the templates only show kind of major, most common themed trading instruments. So the next step is timeframes. Timeframes is pretty simple. You're trying to basically see what timeframes you check first within a chart before knowing what trade you like to make. So for me, I tend to like the day, 1 hour, and I check 30 minutes. Sometimes I do 15 and 10 minute, and occasionally 5 minute as well. Then for the account capital, this can either be created or you can choose the default one that happened when you signed up. For this example, I'll just choose the default one. If you wanted to create your own one, you say, for example, if you're trading a prop firm challenge or have a different account with different amount of capital, you can add it in here. So for example, I'll do, and once you create an account capital, just make sure the one is tagged properly. For this next section, it's for the news events, the economic calendar news events, which I'll show later on once we get to the dashboard. It should be pretty straightforward. These are high impact ones. These are medium impact ones. And it's whatever you tend to focus on. You know, I particularly only look at really high impact news for US related, since I'm trading just US market related instruments. So step two, this is when you trade the time frame. So I do New York session. So these are quick little focuses that will basically create a allowed time zone. And then if you say you do not trade certain time zones, so for me, I tend not to trade Asian, basically till London or even New York. But for this example, I'll just show Asian time zone. So this is a no trade, you see on the bottom, and then this is allowed to trade times. If you have specifically, for example, you like to do maybe London Open, if you know London Open at 8 UTC and say till 9 UTC, we can like also do specific ones like this. So then now you see 8 to 9 UTC will be in the time frame. Here is entry and exit rules. So and stop loss rules, take profit. It's pretty straightforward. Write your rules. For example, I'll just do entry on 50% fair value gap form. You just pretty much enter your rules right here. I'll quickly go through this because so if you do ever need help really talking through your trading plan, there is this AI voice agent here on the bottom right hand side where you can speak.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Hello.
Yeah, I need help creating a bullish confluence factor. Can you help me, please?
Sure. Based on your day trading style and focusing on the micro E-mini NASDAQ 100, a good bullish confluence factor could be identifying when the price is above a key moving average, like the 50-period moving average, combined with bullish price action patterns on your primary timeframes. This can indicate upward momentum.
Okay, and what would be a good bearish confluence factor?
For a bearish confluence factor, you could look for the price to be below a key moving average, such as the 50-period moving average, along with bearish price action patterns. This could suggest downward pressure.
Okay, thank you. And I have another question for you. What's a good risk per trade percentage, max loss, overall daily loss? What would you suggest? Yeah.
You set your risk per trade to 1%, which is generally considered prudent. For a max daily loss, a common range is around 2 to 3% of your account. You set your max daily loss to 3 trades, which is a good way to limit your risk. Ensure these limits align with your overall risk tolerance and don't lead to emotional trading.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Let me know.
So if you do ever need assistance, you can speak with the AI on the bottom right-hand side. Just so you see my mouse hovering over it. You can talk through things. It can speak any language. So if you do speak a different language than English, just speak your language and it will respond to you. And so basically, you'll go through this. As you saw, it's pretty straightforward. And you'll review it finally, and you'll save your plan. Okay, so now once you have a plan saved, you'll be able to create a chat. So it's quite simple. You can expand or minimize the sidebar here. If you expand, you see this blue button will allow for creating a new chat. And so simply click on it. You can name your chat anything you like. Right now, the default will be analysis and the current date and time from wherever you're located. It's to your current date and time of your laptop. And for example, this is the new trading plan, and you can create a chat. I just minimize the sidebar. So now I'll go over the dashboard one more time. Top left-hand side is the name of the chat. This is my trading style, day trading. MNQ was the instrument. You can confirm that this is the trading plan. This is the account capital tagged with this trading plan. US related events. This right here will simply hide and close this toggle. So these are extra features So for example, I hide it, it hides the markets, and then you click it open. Should be pretty straightforward. These are the analysis tools. You hide and close it. I'll now speak on the markets before I go into the right-hand side right here. So if you remember when I created this trading plan, I said no trade time zones. I traded this time for London Open and then New York session. I also tagged US related events, so it will pull in the US related events, which you can find within the economic calendar page. And basically, this is going to help you have a very good visual cue of what the current time is. This blue line with the white theme will allow for you to see what the current time is. And on the left-hand side, you can see what markets are open, how much time they have left. And then here is all the economic events. So for example, you want to see what this economic event will be about. And if you click on it, it will redirect you to a new tab where you can now read information on this event. Before I get into that, I'll explain now the real main feature of this app, which is the image analysis tools. So what I like to do is I go to TradingView, and then I'll go to, we'll do NASDAQ mini, or NASDAQ futures, and have the chart up. So each of these tools here will analyze certain things. So chart, if you click on it, it's going to give you this information. Trend and structure, we'll mostly look at trend and structure. ICT, we'll look at it from ICT lens, fair value gaps, optimal trade entry zone. And all of these here, if you simply click on them, then you will see that they all run different analysis. And this is very good. I find this very useful because sometimes maybe the chart is saying long, but you do say a liquidity graph. And there might be a liquidity graph that spikes down that you should keep in your mind before entering a long. And sometimes if you run, say, a volume analysis, it could be showing some different signs than if you should do a chart analysis. So if there's a lot of selling going off at a major resistance on the top resistance, it would be good to run like a volume analysis there to see if there's a lot of distribution going on. So I'll show you how to do it now. Basically, what I like to do is come to TradingView, do a full screen mode, and push. I prefer to take a screenshot. You do have the option of upload a file, which I'll show in a second. You push take a screenshot. You target the tab. It will take a screenshot of that tab. And now you push analyze chart. So I'll move my photo. So on the bottom left-hand side, you can see the AI is thinking right now. So it will roughly take maybe 15 seconds to 30 seconds. The timing really depends on how much information you're sending. So if you send 5 days worth of information, it will be able to think faster. But if you send 2 months of information, it's going to take a little more time for the AI to see all the patterns and information before it can give you a good response of what trade to make. Okay, so now the AI has come back. This will be pretty straightforward. Top right-hand side will show the current price it captured this at, and it's suggesting an entry on a pullback right now. So 550 is the price, 551, you can see on the tab. It wants to go down to 530. If you scroll down, it will pretty much explain its reasoning, VWAP, etc. I'll talk about that in a second. But it will give you a breakdown of pretty much what the market is doing. And you just read through this, and it will help you come up with the best idea possible. So as you saw, once the image came in, there is now a log of all the analysis done for this chat. And you can see here that this is the history. So the history is showing this one that just came in along, and it will think through the best trading idea possible. So it will give you a range, 508 to 556 and 595. It will explain the reasoning, etc. So let's run another one. Let's do an ICT. So as you see here, ICT came back with still a long, so it still thinks it's bullish, but it's trying to enter in at a lower zone. And if you're an ICT trader, this should make more sense to you. Why? It's looking more fair value gaps and optimal trade entry zones, and it will give you all the reasoning here. Which fair value gaps are open, and which ones are partially mitigated, order blocks, etc. So if you remember a couple minutes ago, I talked about the AI trading idea. Now this is really where it will help you overall get the best idea possible, because every single time you run one of these analysis and it comes back, it will add to the overall idea. So you click on it, this is the long, you can see here, they both want to take profit at the 600, roughly 600 level. So this is a common theme. Now the entry is a little different. The basic market one, as you see, is waiting for just a little pullback. This one is waiting for a full fair value gap pullback. So you push the best overall trade, and then now this will update. Each time you run an image analysis, this AI overall idea will update. And this should really help you know exactly what the market might do and the overall direction that it should be heading for the day. So I won't go into too much detail of all of these, but if you do click into each of them and just test them out and run them, you will see that each of them will give you a different breakdown. And they're organized into market, institutions, and then just some trade intelligence. So the only one I would like to maybe talk about is the crystal ball. So this one is a little complex, but what you're trying to do is feed in an image that has, let me explain in a second, that has your main entry time frame. So for me, I do 15 minutes at least. And then I like to show 1 day, 2 weeks, 1 hour as well. And what I do is I'll show you an example of, so I'll show you the other way of doing the image analysis, which is downloading an image and uploading it. So you push download image here, and then I'll choose the crystal ball. And if you read this, HTF means high time frame, intermediate time frame, tertiary time frame, blah, blah, blah. And it's going to take in all these different time frames and provide the best overall outlook. So if you see the image here that I sent in, it does have all this information. I'll right-click and open it up in a new tab, just so you can see. But it's sending all this different in one image. And if you remember, once again, I click the layout setup, and I usually click this fourth one, so it shows all 4. And you can either choose to download this image or do a full screen and do the screenshot process as I mentioned before. So the crystal ball is roughly showing similar that the 600 level, 700 level potentially is the goal. And it will give you kind of just a breakdown of what it's saying, etc. Okay, so the image analysis portion should make sense now. As I mentioned, just click on the one that you want to run, take a screenshot or upload the screenshot, and wait for the AI to come back with a response. The right-hand side is the search, and this is pretty straightforward. You click on it, you run ticker, so for example, NQ1, find the latest news. You can search anything that you'd like. Ticker is optional, and this is just to have the AI search the internet for this specific instrument. Or you can also just use it, if you don't put any ticker in, you can search anything like Federal Reserve news or anything that would affect your trading instrument. So if you do ever need more room to read, this is what these toggles are for. So I'll hide that tool for a second. And then you basically read this here. Now, I'll move on to the next main core feature, which is the chat. So every single message that occurred in this chat is now a part of the AI's brain, so to say. So you can ask it questions, like for example, where is the price equity and sell equity currently? So you can basically talk through it. If you ever have a question on maybe one of the trade ideas, or say you have a question of your trading plan, once again, it knows all the information regarding your trading plan. So you can go, based on all the analysis in my trading plan, what is a good trade to make and how many contracts? But basically now you can talk with AI, and it knows all information in the chat. It knows your trading plan, it knows your account capital, your trading instrument, your style of trading as well. And it will help you think through the best idea possible that will match your trading plan and the market itself. So I won't go into too much detail, but pretty much you can read through this and see it wants to enter here because I usually do bullish fair value gap entries. It will do a stop loss based on the amount that I usually risk, etc. And all this information here. So you don't really have to think through how much am I going to risk, where's my stop loss based on all the rules. You just ask the AI, and the AI knows your trading plan, and it can help you place the stop loss correctly based on your trading plan and also based on the market itself. Okay, so the next feature I'll speak about is the speaking. So you can speak with this AI. The AI will know everything in the current chat once you start the chat itself. So for example, you start to talk, hello.
Hello, I'm ready to help with your trading analysis. What's on your mind today?
Yes, can you tell me what the best trade to make is for my current trading plan? Just give me the enter and exit and stop loss area.
Based on your trading plan and the current analysis, a good trade is to go long. The suggested entry zone is between 23,485.98 and 23,533.00. The stop loss is set at 23,471.04, and the take profit is at 23,598.37.
Okay, And can you see my screen right now?
Yes, I can see your screen. It shows the trading view charts for the MNQ, with the 15-minute chart on the top left, the 1-hour chart on the bottom left, and the daily chart on the top right.
Okay, great. And now can you see my screen again?
Yes, I can see it now. The 15-minute chart is still visible, showing the price action for the MNQ.
Okay, thank you. And can you tell me what my bullish checklist is for my trading plan?
Your bullish checklist, according to your trading plan, requires the price to be above a key 50-period moving average. You need 2 of those confluences to consider a bullish trade.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Let me know if you have any other questions.
Okay, so the voice down there on the bottom left will be able to talk with and share your screen. So once again, it knows about your trading plan. It knows all information in the chat. And so it's really to have another set of eyes and ears on the chart itself and on the chat, and maybe talk through ideas faster than if you were to type. Typing is good because you can always go back in history and see what was said, but voice is good for just quick interaction. So now I'll move on to the next area, which is the top right-hand side. And this section right here will allow you to add a trading idea. So for example, let's do the idea that was come up with for, let's do 480 and 23,590, 23,450. So it's going to auto-calculate right here. I'm risking $120 to potentially make $440. It will have my checklist, if you remember way back in the beginning of the video, when I created my trading plan. So if it's a long, this will update for your checklist for longs. If it's a short, it will update for your checklist for shorts. And then it will check, okay, so I looked at 1 hour and 15 minute. It's not New York session. You can choose the time that you're thinking of entering this trade. Type why you want to take this trade, and then create it. So once you've created it, now up here in the chat header, you'll be able to see what your idea is. So this is just a quick, real visual of what you plan on taking for this trade. And it's just good to know, what time frames you did analyze your trading plan, and it will give you an overall percentage of how this idea matches your plan. So you can click on this percent, and it will give you a breakdown. Okay, I'm risking this much, blah, blah, blah. I didn't analyze this. I need to add another confluence factor or adjust my trading plan, since I require 2 confluences for a long trade. And it will give you basically, maybe I require 3, but it will give you a basic overview of how this idea matches your trading plan. So another area basically is to create zones, and the zones is just for more visual cue as well. So 23,600 and 23,400. Let's say sell side and buy side liquidity. You add it, and then now this will appear right here in your chat header. So if you do ever have questions on like what these zones are currently, so for example, fair value gap, bullish order block, bearish order block, and say you don't know, you can always ask the AI. So what is the fair value gap range currently? And bullish. So pretty much you can ask the AI, because once again it knows all from the previous analysis, and you just think through, this one is still open, this one's closed, open. So for example, I'll do this. And as I update this, you'll see here is a visual cue of the zones. So now I'll talk about the log trade. So it should be pretty straightforward. First, you just simply click the button. So say you did execute a trade, and you'll create a trading journal. So for example, let's do NY session journal. Which trading plan? And then you create the journal. Now you'll come in and say we did execute a trade. So let's do 3, 4, 5, 20, 5, 40, 2 contracts. You push next, psychology, entry exit times, and you log trade. And this will log a trade within your trading journal here. And I'll show that to you in a second. The next area, so if you do say learn something interesting, you can create a note. And so say fair value gap formed in Asian usually means filled during New York. For example, you add the note, and this can just be for learning and keeping track of your knowledge as you progress. Okay, well that pretty much sums up the main dashboard feature for MyTradingBuddy. Once again, markets, show the markets, events, tools. This is image analysis tools where you use the AI. Search, use AI to search, hide or show these, read your chat, talk with the AI, read through all the analysis like so, and just kind of understand what's going on. See the AI trading idea overall like this, and help you understand what the best trade could be. Adding an idea, matching your trading plan, see how well it correlates. Edit zones for visual cue, logging trades, adding notes, editing a chat name, top right hand side. So the next area is pretty straightforward, just chat history. Just click onto individual chat, or if you would like to delete a chat, you can always click on the 3 buttons, 3 dots, and edit or delete one. The next page is the economic calendar page. Also pretty straightforward. It shows, this is pulled from Forex Factory, and it will show all the economic calendar events for each of these currencies. you want to filter, so for example, let's do Tuesday, and let's do US related events, and it will show all these right here. Click View Analysis, and this is an AI breakdown of this event. It will tell you exactly how this will impact the market, what assets might be affected by the news, and all this information right here you can read through as well. The next one is searching for impact news, and it's quite simple. So you just type in the topic or ticker or whatever you want AI to search. So for example, let's do Federal Reserve. So once you have searched and the AI comes back, it will automatically redirect you to the page where now you can just get a nice breakdown of exactly what is going on with this news event. If you ever want to see history, simply click on the history right here, and you can click back in and see the news that you searched for. This is trading plans. We already went through that. If you ever want to, say, view details, you can simply click on that, read what your trading plan is all about. If you want to edit certain things, save it, top right-hand side, or go always to end, save it. Here is the trading journal. So if you remember previously where I logged a trade within the dashboard, it created it within this journal, and you push the view journal. And this is just to keep track of all your trades and see how well you perform. So this was a hypothetical trade, $80, $80 here. You can view the chat that it correlated with. You can look at the trade as well. See exactly what you did, what your emotions were, etc. Within the trading journal as well, I should mention that you can log a trade. So say you weren't in the chat, and you just simply log a trade and choose instrument that is tagged with this plan, that's also tagged with the journal, and go through the process of logging that trade. So every journal has to be tagged with a trading plan. So you can make a fake trading plan if you just want to keep track of all trades in one journal, but it's recommended to know what trading plans work and which ones don't. So I always recommend to use a real trading plan. And then the last one here is notes. And so if you remember within the chat, I created a note, and you can always come back in here and just kind of review your note and learn. You can create one as well. Say you watch some YouTube video or you learn something new, you can create one in here. Profile will allow you to do basic information, security, what instruments you have, account capital. So for example, say you do incorrectly log a trade, and it dynamically updated that account capital. You can come back in here and just simply update this account capital, and it will go across all the information. Billing is where you're going to manage your subscription. Simply click on this. Stripe will send you a portal where you can update your subscription if you choose. If you do need any assistance, I recommend to push support, and this will open up an email to send. One more feature is if you do like dark mode or light mode, just simply switch it like this. We do offer an affiliate, so if you'd like to become an affiliate, just simply click on this link right here and sign up, and you'll get a unique link and a coupon code. So that pretty much is how MyTradingBuddy works. If you do have any questions, feel free to reach out to me via Twitter or Discord. Thank you.